I thought Max fought a very smart fight. I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to do to get the win. I thought that Arnold did not fight the fight he needed to fight to win it. And when I'm saying that, you look at what he did in the 5th round and how he was going after Max. Look at, you got to fight that kind of fight when you're fighting Max Holloway. You've got to go after him. You got to, put shots on him. You got to make it to where, and even, how many times did you see them clinch in the first 4 rounds? How many takedowns did you see? Yeah. But at least in the 5th, he was looking for those things too. And that's what you had to do. The thing that has made you become a really good fighter is you're well-rounded and you can go anywhere in the fight. And that makes you special. You played right into Max Holloway's style and game plan by trying to out-technique a technician. And Arnold Allen's got good stand-up. But it's not the same as Max. Max is able to control distance. He is a guy that, he's controlling the timing of when the engagements are. He's controlling the distance. He's doing the fight that he needs to fight to win. And God bless him. Good for him. But if you're Arnold Allen, that whole thing of World War III, before the 5th round, if you had fought the whole fight like that, you had a chance of winning this fight. But you didn't. And that's why Max Holloway is still the guy sitting right there at the top.
But I was going to text you, and I didn't text you, though. I should have, though, because it'd actually make me feel a lot better about my comments. I'd be like, oh, Josh was foreseeing the future, that kind of thing. But when I saw the look of Max Holloway as he walked out, that's not normally the look that we see of him when he walks out. It's normally the smile, the laugh, the relaxation. He had a different look of him tonight. A little more serious. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it. It seems like you did. Yep. He came out with the fact that he was laser focused on what needed to get done. Yeah. It didn't matter how he did it. The objective tonight was to not get clipped, not get knocked out, and to go out there and just touch him, and just kind of try to run away with the fight.
Sure.
I had Max, I believe, losing the first. Winning the first, losing the second.
Okay.
Yeah, winning the first, losing the second, then winning the third, and then ran away. And then the 5th was like, I think I gave it to Arnold.
Yeah.
But it was one of those fights where it didn't seem like it was really that close. Like Max seemed like he was always in control. He always had like that, hey, I can get it when I need to. And that all came from when he walked out. That feeling of, look, don't do anything stupid. You're the better fighter. You fought everybody in this division. You've beat pretty much everybody in this division, and just don't do anything stupid. Just keep your composure. Don't get into a slugfest. Piece him up. Touch him. He'll make a mistake. Arnold, no. I'm going to be honest though, John. I told you this off air before we even got on here. I said, I was high on him, but I wasn't like sold on him. There's a difference between, hey, this kid's good, I'm excited about him, and this kid could be something. There's a difference there.
Sure.
This kid could be something.
Oh yeah,
I've got a lot of respect for him right now. Look, he came up short tonight. No knock on him. He understands. I think when he goes back to the drawing board,
he's going to see it.
He'll see it. He'll understand. Yeah. But he's fought somebody who's fought the who's who. And not only has he fought the who's who, he's fought the guy who has been the best at 145 outside of him. And that guy has been doing really big things. Those guys have been back and forth with each other. You could say, sure, he's lost 2 or 3 times. I technically had him win, I think, the second fight.
Yep.
But regardless, when I look at Arnold Allen, he's a lot better than I thought he was. I got to give him some love because I know it didn't come out his way tonight, but he just went with somebody who is a fucking animal, man. Yeah, Max Holloway, when I look at fights in his past, the Calvin Kattar fight, we all talked to that. After that fight, we're like, if he fights like that every night, no one's beating him. Right. I don't give a shit what weight class, what division, not weight class, what division or what promotion you're in, that dude will mop.
Or who he's fighting.
That guy right there will beat anybody. Mm-hmm. And tonight, he just came out with a more focused look in his face that no matter what you do, I'm going to touch you. I'm not going to get distracted by it. I'm not going to get coaxed into this like, hey, let's just stand and trade. No, I got to get a win, get back on track, keep my position in this division, which is what he did, and establish himself a mainstay at the number 2 or number 1, number 2, whatever, wherever he's at right now. Arnold Allen, I feel like didn't lose any leeway. He did what he had to do tonight. No. He is the best. He showed he has a ton of power.
Got a chin.
He's got a great chin. He did some great stuff, but I have to agree with you on this though, John. He tried to be the technician by being a technician. You're not a technician, man. Like you have technique. There's no doubt about it. But to say that you are going to outbox probably one of the best boxers in the sport, in the sport's history, I would say, like Max Holloway is one of the best boxers in the sport's history. You know, you got to give this guy some love, man. He's up there. I would say top 3, top 5 for sure. And he's a fucking animal. And you're just going to go out there. You had some good leg kicks. You had some good, striking, but you got to mix it up. You got to be an MMA fighter. You can't beat Max Holloway with just boxing and kickboxing. Max Holloway's he's just going to out technique you. He's been out there with the best guys in the world. I mean, he's been there with the guys in the 155-pound division, Dustin Poirier and these other guys. You know, he's been there, and he's been the best guys at 145 also, all across the 45-pound division. There's nothing you're going to show him on the feet that he hasn't seen. You got to mix it up. You got to catch him off guard. You got to make it.
You got to force him out of his style. Force him out of
make it a dog
him
fight.
Being able to. If he's the one that is dictating the engagements, you're going to lose. That's what Volkanovski does. Volkanovski doesn't allow that. He hits him with power. He makes him have to respect the power, and then when he tries to start to establish, I'm going to take the momentum here, and I'm going to be the one to control it, Volkanovski takes it away. That's your way of beating Max Holloway, and it's not an easy thing to do. I'm not saying that. But that 5th round that you saw out of Arnold Allen, dude, start off the first round like that. You know, it's easy for me to sit here and say, hey, you know, you can win it, you can lose it by doing that. Yeah, you can lose it. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. But you can win it that way too. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you gotta say, man, I'm going to live by the sword. I'm going to die by the sword. I am going to make him fight my fight. Don't let him get on a roll. Don't let him start to establish that he can control the range. He can control when those engagements happen. And that's what makes Max Holloway so good. You got to take that away from him. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier said than done, especially when hindsight's 50-50. So it's one of those things. Like it's hard. It's hard. Like for someone like Arnold Allen, when I saw from him, tell me, am I wrong? Was he as good as you thought he was, yes, or is he better than what you thought he was?
No, he's I've always said, and you know this, I've talked about him.
Yep.
Hey, this guy's good.
You're the one that turned me on to him.
I said, look,
I actually didn't think he was that good when I first saw him. I was like,
and one of the things that I was always impressed with, you know, coming out of, England, where he's from, you don't get guys that are great wrestlers or anything like that. He can really wrestle. He's got good takedowns. He's got good ground and pound. You know, he's got the full fucking game. He's that good, And I think he proved that tonight, how good he is. He's just that, in learning how you get over those great fighters, which Max Holloway is one of those great fighters. You got to lay it on the line. You got to tell yourself, hey, I'm just going to go for it.
You know where you run into a problem with guys like him is that their wrestling's good enough to get them in trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what it is for those of you guys at home, is that the wrestling is good enough against somebody like a Max Holloway to maybe get 1 or 2 takedowns, or to maybe not get one, but to threaten it. But then what happens when you're stuck on your feet against someone like a Max Holloway and you're a little bit tired? You get the shit beat out of you. And that's what goes through a fighter's mind, that they're not the best wrestler. So do I expend the energy trying to get a takedown or 2 and make myself super tired, where he can then push the pace and tap and just touch me up and potentially knock me out or cause damage? Nah. When I know I can stand on the feet with him and potentially get a knockout, but maybe not.
But you're better off threatening it, making him at least have to have the thought of, oh, he will go here. Oh, he's going to try to take me down. Let me at least think about it. You're better off.
But those fighters that are not great at wrestling, they don't think like that. They think like, if I get too tired on the feet, he's a little bit better than me, but I can stand with him and not have to worry about doing it when I'm tired. I can stay away. Yeah. I mean, there's been times where I've fought really good wrestlers and going, fuck, if I waste my energy, on the feet, I'm gonna have a lot to deal with and trying to defend the takedowns when I don't have to. Just try to keep it on the feet. I think, look, like I said, Arnold Allen, he showed me tonight that he's a lot better than I thought he was. He's a better fighter than I thought he was. I thought he was great when he was fighting lesser opponent. No, nope, no. But he proved to me tonight that like he can stand with one of the best guys in the game, if not top 2 or 3 best guys in the game. And so when I'm talking about he was able to get, not just by standing up with him, but he didn't lose any ground. Like he didn't get dropped, he didn't get knocked out, he didn't get like wobbled, he didn't get any of that shit. Like he was there. He just had to push a little bit more and believe in himself a little bit more. But this was a huge step up in competition. I know that he was ranked, number 4, and Max is number 1 or number 2.
Well, he's number 2 because you're...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when I look at this fight, like he didn't lose any ground and he did what he was supposed to do. But when I look at his past opponents, he really didn't fight anybody anywhere near Max's level. Nowhere near. And Max has so much damn experience.
Well, he fought Calvin Kattar.
Yeah, I didn't look at that as being... We saw with... And nothing against Calvin, man. I'm a huge fan. But we saw what Max did to him.
Yeah.
And that's not...
That was Max's best performance ever, though.
I agree. I do agree. But styles make matchups. And,
and again, when I say that was his best performance, I do have to look at his performance against Arnold Allen. And I'm super impressed that he stuck to his game plan. Because Max sometimes... he's got that freaking Hawaiian warrior spirit. He wants to just throw down, and he's done that. Hell, when I had the fight with him and Ricardo Lamas, he had beat Ricardo Lamas every minute of that fight. And in the last 10 seconds of the third round, he points to the center and says, just let's set our feet and sling. And I'm like looking at him like, what the hell are you doing that for? But that's what makes Max Holloway who he is.
Agree.